So I've wrote a bit of a sketch art. Some bushes here, a bit of land here, look, some pebbly sort of land. It's got like sort of edge of a lake. Gonna whack a fisherman in and that, you know what I mean. So let's whack in a bit of, that's enough I think. Just a bit of sky there. It's a grey dull day, so I don't need too much about like that. I'm thinking that's alright, there. Niceness. That can come in down into there like that. Lovely, jubbly. Right, I think what I'm going to do while that's wet, I think I'm going to get some green and just come in and just get edges of some of this just while that's wet, so I can get a nice soft edge on there. You know how to mix greens if you've been watching me for a bit. Yellow and blue, and then depending on how dull you want it, mix a bit of Bontumber in with it or something, and that'll give you quite a nice green in it. Dark a bit there, a bit darker there. Right, let's have a look. I probably may as well. Let's just dip that in a bit of water. That's mainly water now. Just dip that in water. Oh, I forgot to clip this. Put no clips in. What a donger. Right. I'm mainly just wetting this, right? That'll do. I might as well fill this in, haven't I? I'll put a bit of land in that bottom bit, but for now, let's fill this in with some. I've just mixed a few puddles. I've got it there. Look, I've just got a few puddles of different greens what I've mixed. And I'm just gonna plop them in, just mixing and matching with different uns. They're all slightly different, and that different uns. Yeah, I'm shining it. Bit of a darker one here. That one's a bit darker. That's it. Oh, we can separate these and do some bits and bobs of stuff with it later, isn't it? There is a dark bit up there. Let's try this dark green here. There's a dark bit up about there, so I'll whack that in. Then there's another bit about there, like that, I think. Something like that. That's it. And pop a few little dark bits scattered around, innit? There we are. I'd say probably a few dark bits down towards bottom. It's going to get darker down there. Something like that. That's it. Something like that. There, like that. Darker bits in there. Right, let's go into a browny colour. In fact, actually, say browny colour. It's quite a bluey colour, actually. Just have a look. Let's see if I can mix some sort of colour. It's going to look right. I might for a mixture between a blue and a brown. So I've got some cerulean blue and some Bontumber mixed, and that's just gone green. I'll tell you what, it's made a gorgeous green now. I'll tell you what, I'll stick a bit in. Gone that green, it's nice and nice. Yeah, stick a bit in. Right, let's keep adding more Bontumber and it should turn. In fact, let's add a bit of Payne's Grey. You know what? I want to go Payne's Grey, and I'm not washing my brush, but I'm mixing now Payne's Grey and cerulean blue. So I'm going for more of a grey colour than a browny colour. It's still got a tad of that Bontumber in it, but I think that's just sent it green. Yeah, I'm going to have to add a bit of red to take the green out now. So I'm now adding a bit of red. If you just add some Payne's Grey and cerulean blue, you'll get to this colour quicker. I've added some more blue. It's still gone a bit green. What's it playing at? I don't know. It's annoying me now. There. I want a bluey grey colour. Right, I tell you what. Let's try this. Just see what this looks like. I'll go up there into some of that and let that soften into some of that. Look, that'll look nice when it softens in. Blend a few bits in and that. Right, try and get this now into here like that, innit? Into there. Right, let's go to about there. I'm thinking something like that. Then. Still got a bit of that greyish colour on my brush, that's okay. And I'll bring this in, and this will come into like some reflection-y type stuff, I suppose. Oh yes, there we are. That's nice, isn't it? There's some of that in, like that. Niceness. Let's water that down even a bit more. Down across. A bum, 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 bum. Bit more water even. There. Niceness. Right, so. Yeah. It's going to come back in. A bit more greens in there. Blend that bit up. Some more greens in there. Some more on these edge bits here. Oh, let's tell you what, let's squeeze that brush out. I'm going to wash my brush. I'm just going to get some really quite nice bright yellowy greens up. Wet and wet still. And just blend that into some of that and all. Leaving some gaps of that original colour as well. And it's blending all right. That's looking nice, isn't it? There. Niceness. Something like that. That's it. And then, what shall we do? I'm still thinking I want more of a... I know what I'm going to do. Right. I'm going to mix a cream colour. Mix a nice cream colour up. If you've got yellow ochre, you don't need to mix a cream colour. Just use yellow ochre. So I'll mix a nice cream colour up. I'm going to add some of that into there. That'll help. Not keen on that colour what I've got there. Some of that looks better, doesn't it? There. That's a bit of yellow ochre there. And that's just making that blue go a bit creamier. I'll mix some of that up there and all. So it's all like sort of matching and blending in it. There. That's looking nice, isn't it? Right, now I want some little rock, some pebbles. So I'm going to just try. I think it needs drying a little bit. Got to scrape these in just at the right time. So, this bit looks a bit drier here, so get a few in there like that. And that front bit, this bit looks a bit dry here. Get a few in there. There's pebbles and stuff. Drying now. This bit here is drying a bit on its own. It just wants to look like loads of little pebbles, this does. Loads of little highlighted pebbles and that. There. Niceness. And then, what I'm thinking, take this brush, clean brush, and come in and just sort of blend these reflections out into my water so they look like reflections in it. Something about that. It can look like reflections. I'm working originally from a photo. I've already painted this once and I'm working from the other painting, but originally it's from a photo. And these green bushes here, what you sort of expect to be in the shadows down here, there weren't really any in the shadows. So you can pop some in if they want, but I didn't bother. I'm saying I didn't bother. So something like that. Not bad, does it? So I'm just looking now. Just get a bit more in. Slight more bits, a bit of reflect. Has gone a bit green. I'm not bothered. That can reflect slightly green, and it'll maybe that's a few of them trees from above there. Then so that's all right. That'll look mint when it dries. There, finally got there with that. Might add a few more layers in there. Let's dry everything now. good dry. Get rid of them little, you get, when you use an eye brush, you get these little bits that fall off your brush. Dry it before you wipe them off. I don't know whether to, I'm going to do, I'm going to stick some clips on this bottom bit here. This bottom bit's irritating me. Stick some clips on. One there. One there. I know you can't see what I'm doing at the minute. Don't worry. It's boring. Don't worry, it's boring, this bit. And then let's have one on the end there. So look at that. Just stuck some clips on there, look. We're doing my head in. What paper folding. In fact, still doing my head in a bit there. That's better, isn't it? And then I'll come across there. And these bits where these clips are would be hidden by the mount. Put on another clip. Let's pop one on this top corner, I think. I forgot to clip it. What a wally. Forgot to clip it there. Crap everywhere. There, that's it. That'll do, I think. I can't quite see. So there's some rocks there, I can't see. No, I think it went out there. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. Right. That'll do. Right, so that's on screen, in it, where you can see it. Yeah. Let's pull that down a bit. There. There. Let's see. Is that better? Yeah. Right. Right. Oh yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Right. This brush. There's an L up here. Let's pop that in. So this is quite a watered down paint. This is Payne's Grey, Cerulean Blue. We're watered down paint, and it just comes into there, in it, like that. That's it. You know what? I'm going to colour that in with a little brush. That's I need some more paint in that. Just keep adding paint in until that looks right. I need more than that. I think I want that bit to be darker than white a bit. That's alright, isn't it? I think what I'll probably do is put maybe a white line to separate them. No, I think that looks alright, doesn't it? Yeah. On my original, I'll just explain to you now, right? So, on my original, you've got to decide if you're having light or dark. On my original, that's actually darker than the water. On this one, the water's darker than that. But it doesn't really matter either way, as long as you can tell that's a distant hill. Suppose by having the water darker than that, makes that hill look a bit further away than on my other version. So you could do that either way, as long as it separates, or it might even just blend in softer. I don't know, it's up to you. I'd separate them, but I've separated it by having dark to light. So that's my water line there, you see. And if it works, it works. Why wrestle with it? Because if I go dark, I've probably gone slightly too dark there, maybe, so if I wanted it like my other one. Well, I'm not that bothered about doing an exact one. So then I'd have to wrestle with it to try and take colour back out to get that lighter, and then put that up, probably end up darker than I wanted it anyway. So, in other words, my little tip is, don't wrestle with it. Sometimes it ain't got to be exactly the same as your original painting. That's it as inspiration. It's not like, oh, it's got to be like this, got to be like, it ain't got to be anything. You're enjoying yourself, innit? Yeah? Let's get, I tell you what, I think if I add some more texture in here, a bit more of this stuff in here, it'll help add to looking like a bit more of a reflection, perhaps, I think. I don't know. Let's have a look. Again, my original one, what I painted earlier, it's not as dark as that under here. But does that matter? No, because that original one, I'm not a slave to it. That's just there to help me. It's not there to bully me, to tell me, oh, it must be exactly the same as that. So I'm enjoying myself. That's looking nice. There's quite a lot of white in this, so I need to leave quite a lot of white colour. So I'm thinking a bit there like that. Most of this, there's not much there. A lot of white. Let's have a little tiny bit there. That's about it. There's loads of white in that area there. So, you know what? I might have another dry. Say another dry in it. Tell you what else I'm going to do. I'm just going to have a stand right back. This is another really good tip. This is one of the most bestest tips I can give. Keep standing right back. That's why they design these brushes like that, so you can hold it. You know, when you're doing stuff like that, you haven't got to be accurate. You could hold that at the end and sit right back and look at what you're doing by holding it at the end. That's why they make them with a long angle. Right, I'm stood right, standing to the back of the room now to have a look at this. See what it's like. I'll stand up right up on my bed and have a look. So I'm looking at them bushes to see if they need any more work. I think they do. I think they need building up a little bit more. But for now, I'm going to go to me. I might be wrong. It might look different when I get these rocks in. But I'm just keep standing back. It don't hurt to stand back. Yeah. In it. Right. More rocky bits here. I might put some more little pebbles in there. Right, so let's mix a rock colour for this closer up of the stuff. I think I'm going to put some rocks in here, around here. I'm going to use this smaller brush, I think, for that. Right, rock colour. Let's have a look. Right, let me have a go. Cerulean blue. Payne's grey. That's all. So that's me, a light colour for my rocks. So there's rocks there. Bum, 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 into there. Bum, 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 into there. Right down here. I'll go around them clips. Into there. Like that. Leave a few gaps if that wants. Right. So that's that. So now what I think I might do, get into some really thicker cerulean blue. Just add a few drops in like that, and then some real thick Payne's grey. Add a few drops in with that and all, just to mix it up a little bit. You know what I mean? There, and then I'll tell you what I'm going to do now. Just grab a different brush to do it. I'm going to stick in. This will warm it up a bit. I'm going to stick in some of that. Yellow ochre cream colour and all, by keeping it all separate like that. It's a mixture of them three colours, but by keeping it separate, it's not just going green like it did over here. What don't matter too much, because over there it's further away. So what I could do is just pop a few little bits of this stuff over there to blend it a bit of that blue, just to, and then let's get a, use this brush to soften it. I need to soften this bit because it's further away, you see. Something like that. Oh, a bit of that cream colour in there. Something like that. Let's have a look. Give that a little dab, soften it. That's nice, isn't it? Right, then while this is still wet, let's get some rocks in. So I want some little pebbles in here, little bits in there. I can even add some extra bits in there now I've done that. Definitely one we're wanting. Plenty of little rocks and pebbles in here. Some places it's a bit too wet still. Not to worry. If you go fast, you get them random, and quite often these random things end up looking better. So go fast, you get done quicker. It looks cooler when people's watching you, you know what I mean? And you get done quicker in it. Right. So that's that. Tell you what I think I might do, just straighten some of this up a little bit like that. But I can't, my brushes are falling off the floor. My paper's that crinkled, can't tell what I'm doing really. But again, you can whittle about that if you want, but this paper's so cheap, yeah, it might get a bit crinkled, but it saves me a fortune. Just bring that clip down there to there, that's uncrinkled it a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. Sounds like Paul Daniels. Not a lot, not a lot. That's what Paul Daniels used to say. Good old Paul Daniels. He used to say you're going to like it, but not a lot, not a lot. There we are, just adding in there some little low lights, little dark pebbles and things. Could just do this. Might pay to just do this on the closer ends, so it throws the further ends further back, you know what I'm saying? So perhaps do a little bit less on these up here, and then perhaps don't bother at all back here, or maybe just a couple of icklings like that. Not much there, something like that. That's looking alright in it, that. I'm liking that. Right, now then, I think what I'm going to do now, a bit more of this. Little pebbles, I think I'm going to have some here. This looks like it's really strong, but there's a lot of water in this, so when this dries it will fade back quite a lot. So although them bits look strong, they're going to fade back a lot, so don't panic. If you've not got so much water in yours, then you're not wanting them as strong as that. I might dab them with a thing in a minute anyway. But that's not a bad idea. Dab them with a thing, that's a thing. When I said a thing, I meant to be kitchen towel, didn't I? Don't do that. I'll put some extra ones in there, because I got carried away, went fast, and put all these little blobs in there now. What a prat. Some extra ones in there now. It's alright, it's made them more random. Right, it's not looking bad, is it, that? Right, so now, I think what I'm going to do now, just rinse this brush out. I squeeze the paint out, I don't like wasting any paint. Right, rinse this brush out. Get some bigger rocks now. There's a couple of quite big rocks in here. Whack them in. Whack them in, so oh, look at colours in that. It's nice, isn't it? Really nice. So that's them. I use my card for these. That's my highlight across the top where the sun's coming in. Let's just say my sun's coming in that way, shall we? And then let's darken backs and bottoms of some of this. My sun's coming in that way. Then I can have some of this a bit darker in it. There. Oh yeah, like that. Niceness, niceness. Right, oh my God. Got some smaller ones here. Bits and bobs and whatnot. Again, quick, walking quick before it dries. Get your card in there. Do a bit of scraping. Someone that's dried, not scraped. Darn! What you can do actually, if someone it dries and don't scrape, you can put a little wet bit on top like that one. You get another scrape. Let's try them three. See if that works. That one. There, that's worked. That one. Work that one. That one. There. That's worked, hasn't it? There we are. Where else we got? Something about there. One there. One there. I suppose. Doing a couple of bigger ones further back and all. So a couple back here, a couple of these bigger ones. Let's see, one there. Something like that. I think I'll dabble them. And then I think maybe just give them a rub and a dab again, just to fade them back a bit, or even just an highlight on top of some of them. And some of them will fade completely back. There we are. Give that a dab. They're a bit more distant. All I did, I whacked them in with, rather than weakening my paint, I just thought it's easier just to whack them in with that same brush and just fade them back after. So that's what I did it. They've faded back quite a bit, haven't they? That nice softening background there. Just softening paint and it looks more distant in it. See some of these ones probably want softening a bit and all, won't we? We're not going for a 1,000,000%. This is a fast loose painting, you know what I mean? Some of these bits on some of these and all could do it probably lightning across the top where that sun's hitting them. So I could scrape them actually. Wet it, scrape it. Oh yeah, that's worked. Niceness. Maybe it's a tad on top of these, look, that one. That scrape. Nice, let's leave it at that. Fiddle about all day. In fact, just a couple more. Little highlights there. Well, fiddle about all day, can you? Don't want to be fiddling about all day. What's that? Speck. Right, is it looking dark enough? These bits here, tempted. Tad. Extra little bit of darkness in there. Let me squeeze this brush out and just get a bit more water on there. That's nice. And just come into some of these bits here. Oh, wow. Just on these closer bits around here. Niceness. And as we fade back, it's less. That's not looking bad, is it, that? Oh, I think I'm quite happy with that for now. Let's give that a dry. Maybe start. No. Let me grab that quick. Wash my brush quick and grab that. Don't want a big drip there. Big drip. You know what definition of a big drip is? I shouldn't say this, because if he watches it, he'll try and beat me up, but everyone knows I'm that honest. But a big drip, my stepbrother Doofus, he's a big drip. There, that's not looking bad at all. You know what I'm going to do again? Back at room, I think, and then have a look from there, see what it's looking like. But I think it's looking on a part it's going alright. Yeah, that's not looking bad, you know. It's not looking bad at all, that. Right, I'm thinking now. I think I need some more darks in this area and that. A bit more work in there. So let's have a little play. I think I'll use two brushes. So I'll have my darks on one brush, my lights on another. So I'm going to go on my dark brush. You know how I said that Burnt Umber and Cerulean Blue were going green? So I'm going to mix Burnt Umber, Payne's Grey and Cerulean Blue, and hopefully going to go green. Cerulean blue in, and it's gone green again. Oh, perfect, perfect. And then I've got some lemon yellow. There's actually a bit of light red in it. What's sent it slightly creamy colour, because that's just already in there. So I'm going to use some of that, and I've got some green ready mixed. What's like a monkey green in my palette as well. So I use a bit of that and all. Right, so I'll come in with my lightest colour first then. So my lightest colour is lemon yellow mixed with a bit of that cream colour. So I'll come up way around that middle bit with that niceness. Right, then let's go into some of this darker muddier green what's mixed then. Oh, that's a nice green. Some of that. Can have some of that mashed in as well. I think I'll just mash that across everywhere. Niceness, niceness. It's looking nice. So a bit more of this. Mixed on my brush ready. Right, I do a mixture at 2 now. So I want some, there's a really dark area there and there. Maybe even a bit there. And there's a bit, I need to work really, really fast now. There's a bit there, there's a bit there, and there's a bit about there. I've got to soften that in with that medium monkey green. Soften that all in. So I'll do that. Nice. Niceness. Soften that in like that. Oh, and then working quick. I've got to soften this bottom bit in and all. I'll do that in a minute. Working quick. Where's that brush gone? There it is. I need to pop in. There's some tree trunks. So I need to get them in. There's quite a few in there. A few on that bit. And there's just about, not too many there. Something like that. I think there's a little in about there. It's going in the other bits, but not in the bit where I want it. I don't want it there. I want it in there. In the dark bit. Come on! There. Just about got it. Oh, I don't know. Get some of this light. I tell you what, I'm going to go back into that creamy light yellow again and wobble some bits. I didn't want that bit there. Let's blend some bits back in. Soften some of these dark bits again now, look. It's just building all that back up, you see. Niceness, niceness. Right, I'll tell you what I do need to do. I think I've still got, yeah, a nice dark colour on here, so let's make that nice dark colour. Let's lighten it a bit. There. A tiny bit of thingy on that. What's it called? Yeah, how do you know? What am I asking you for? I'm supposed to be the instructor. I'm asking you what it's called. It's called, I'm going to soften this out in a minute. It's called, it's gone, I don't know what it's called. Bum, 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 it'll come back to me in a minute. Designer's gouache, that's where it is. I'll put a bit of designer's gouache in with that grey colour. I'll tell you what, I'll go back to that yellow. Blend that up with the yellow. Oh, a bit of designer's gouache in there. Blending these colours in and out, you see, look at that, just softening them inside at brush. And then in here, tell you what, let's get some of this bluey grey colour and just soften some of that in with that. Oh, that's just blending down into it. You can pull them greens down a bit and all into that. So it's all blending into, gradually into this beach, you see. So you can pull some greens down, some darks up, just splodging around. Let me get that other brush, because that brush is a bit soft for all this technique, because I want to soften some of this out. Some of that's looking a bit harsh for me. While that's wet, if you want pebbles that far up, you can go in and stick some extra pebbles in if you want. Hopefully they're looking a bit pebbly. I'm going to stand back and have a look in a minute, see what that's looking like. I think it's probably looking quite good, I think. it's not looking bad at that, you know. Not looking bad at all. Right. Yeah, that's not looking bad at all. Save out. Quite liking these areas here are sort of looking a bit strange, but I think we need a bit of lighter colour blending in there. So I'm going to soften that sort of out a bit there. And I'm going to do the same there. Say a bit of lighter colour in there. That's nice, isn't it? So that's just a damp brush now. That's it. Niceness. Bring that down and blend them colours around a bit. Oh, niceness. I think that's looking alright, that. Thinking this area might need a bit darker just to thicken that area up a bit. Let me just stand back and have another look. I think so. Yeah, I think it needs some thicker paint in this area. Especially, let's take them clips off just for a minute. Especially for now. Let's get some thicker paint in here then. So I've got Payne's Grey, Burnt Umber, tiny bit of that blue again. Quite a bit of that blue in fact. Let's get some extra bits in here. There. So I'm just pouring an extra layer on here. I'm not fiddling about, just going for it. Right, let's mix that cream colour up again. Light red and lemon yellow. Let's give me that yellow look there, look. There, look at that. That's drying quick on me. That's dried too quick, so I might just let that dry and then re-wet it and then put some more scrapes on. Sound like a good plan? Alright, so in it. A bit more of that yellow in there, look. That yellow is going to bring it closer into this blacky blue colour. More of that blue. A bit further away in it, this one. There. Soften that out a bit. That's looking pretty good. This one's about right for scraping. Especially on this front bit. Oh yeah, that's lovely. So my second scrape now. If I'd have known I wanted to do the first scrape, if I'd have known it wasn't going to be strong enough, I wanted to do that first scrape. But I didn't know, did I? I didn't know. Let's darken some of these up then. So I'm thinking we're doing that now. Some of these rocks here, I'm going to want darkening up and all. Just as I've stood back, I've realised that this bit isn't looking close up enough. So if this isn't close up enough, you're not going to get that three-dimensional effect, you see. So you want, and also I've got to be especially careful because I've got quite cool colours on this front bit. So maybe I might, when I stand back again in a second, I might need to even add a few more warmer colours in to warm it up. In fact, tell you what I'm going to do. These rocks, and add some of that cream colour into some of them. To that, it's purely just to wham them up a bit. Wham them up a bit. We need to keep wham this winter. Not even winter yet, but it might be a bit time you watch this. So if it is, keep whamming it. Especially if you're no biddy. If you can afford to keep wham, then keep wham. I had to freeze because I can't afford to keep wham. I don't need money. I'm in poverty. There we are, let's get some more of that in there. This is a wham colour, you see. Bit more of that. Bit more of this black. Some more of this blue. Thought I may as well re-wet this with a load of paint. Let's get some Burnt Umber in and all. All them colours, right thick paint there is. I've done all them colours separate. There, look at that, that's nice. Niceness. Niceness. Right, rocks again. I think because I've scraped at this now and put that much paint on, it's not coming back white. But I might just add a few little touches of designer's white wash on there, so that'll help. Let's get a bit of this Burnt Umber in there, look. Some of these rocks. Thick Burnt Umber there is. Just on some of this stuff, just to, like I say, bring it in and make it feel a bit closer to us. Yeah, niceness. We're nearly done, I know. I'm taking up loads of your time, I know. But I'm nearly done. Niceness. Nearly done, kids. That one there's a bit weird, isn't it? Might have to wet this brush, make that blobby bit there into a bit of reflection. Oh, niceness. There, that's that. And maybe as we will have some little reflections on some bits of this. Just on a few bits, not on all of them. Yeah, just on a couple. Some's going to like that bit there's a bit dark, and there's that white foam, so some of them, that white foam's going to take the reflection away, innit, you see. Right, I think that's looking pretty good. I'll tell you what, I'll leave it at that for now, and then I'll do another video, because we've gone on to 41 minutes. I'll then do another video. I might do a bit more with them trees, I'm not sure yet, and I'm going to stick a fisherman in it, and then I'll put my name and some my bods, Peter and Paul in and whatnot. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, innit? You know what I'm saying? I see the on beach, innit?